Hello everybody, welcome back to Kenshi Plays Battletech. We've been away for a while, as you can tell by the timetable here, week 77. We had some problems off screen. Almost immediately after I went to start grinding, we lost Whisper. She was in a spider, and that mission we actually abandoned because we were getting our asses kicked. And then sometime after her, we lost the Shadowhawk and Decker along with it. But as I said, Decker dying is kind of a meme among the community, so I'm just upset he didn't have the decency to die on camera. We did get some mechs, but we're kind of short on spares. Fortunately, we have travel time to fix that up. We have got ourselves the heavy mech, the Orion. So this will be my personal ride into the next story mission. We also have the Centurion, the Shadowhawk, and we picked up a Hunchback, which is actually the same class of mech that headshot me off screen between episodes 3 and 4. But for now,
You need some work done, Commander?
so we're going to ask around how our remaining crew members feel. Love it. She's a big old ship, Commander. The bucket can carry more tonnage than I know what to do with. And the mech bay. Man, that mech bay. Do you have any idea how tough it is to refit a mech on a Leopard? Other mech techs won't even try it. You've got no room to maneuver, no room to do anything. The odds of getting killed in some horrific industrial accident go right through the roof. Yeah, Leopards are not great. Yeah, okay, this is all old stuff, so... Oh. Alright.
I'll be here if you need anything.
So right now our warriors are looking pretty good. So here's what I typically do with leveling up is I will get everything to 5 while picking out my 2 skills, and then I will focus on getting the level 8 skill I want before going back to leveling everything up fairly evenly. Um, Now I am going to vary up my warriors a little
Yes,
bit
Commander.
because I don't want to
Good
be
to go.
too metagamey. But if I were to say
Commander.
there's a meta, it's these 3. You have the sensor lock, which takes off 2 pips of evasion, increases your accuracy further than even that, and does the sensor to parrot effect. Multi-shot can take up to 3 pips off the entire enemy squad because you can target up to 3 enemies, or just, have a kill shot on one mech and pound another one. And this ability gives you a +1 to initiative, which in the late game can be stupid good. And we'll get to that later. But I have to think that. But yeah, we picked up Hammer and
Yes,
Hotbox
Commander.
to fill out our ranks after losing Decker and Whisper. Okay, so we haven't gone to
Hey, boss.
engineering much.
Nice to see you.
So let's
Yeah,
talk to
boss?
Farah. We haven't actually talked to her. Oh, it wasn't just me. I had a team working under me. Over 200 of Lyreton's most accomplished engineers, electricians, and shipwrights. It was pretty amazing, I gotta say. Shouting through a megaphone at a team of hundreds, watching them hang on my every word. How much did Lydia Orano pay for all that? Oh, it wasn't Lady Orano. Payments came directly from House Centrella. That was a figure of speech. They were indirect payments, of course, routed through countless intermediaries to obscure where the money is coming from, but yeah, the Centrellas paid for it. How much did you manage a team that big before? Oh wait, dang it. Never in my wildest dreams. Prior to my time at Lyreton Shipyard, the biggest team I'd ever managed was the crew I had on Axis, and they all got killed. The job went a lot better than the one did, by the way. Only 3 deaths across the entire project. And before you ask, none of them were my fault. There was an accident with one of the industrial cranes, and well, it was horrible. I pray for their souls. Yikes. That went off the rails pretty big, that didn't it? Sorry about that. I guess I'm a little bit of a shock from the time on Axis. I've had a hard time getting what I say there out of my mind. But that's neither here nor there. Tell me about yourself, Doc. I'm an actual doctor, not a medical kind. I hold two doctorates, one in physics, the other in mechanical engineering. I'm hauling. I am now, and now I'm hauling around in a lost tech wonder with a crew of merry pirates seeking my fortune. It's funny the places life takes you. We're mercenaries, Doc, not pirates. Okay, I've got the elevator pitched. Now give me the long version. Yeah, sure, if you like. Let's see, where to begin? Well, I was born in Regalis in the Free World Leagues. My parents were academics. I know, big surprise. And I spent most of my early years bouncing back and forth between suburban apartment and the Ferdowsi, my Baba Jones live-in dropship. You're Baba Joan? Who's that? My grandfather, he carved out a nice little business for himself running a taxi service for pilgrims traveling to and from Darcy Salam. Heaven, even a piece of central Jason and Lyra and Kyle. Oh, now that explains a few things. As much as my father frowned on Baba June's old-fashioned lifestyle beliefs, he wasn't blind to how much I loved the old man, and so he occasionally consented to let me board the Ferdowsi and go along for the ride. I was always I will always cherish my memories of those voyages, the warmth behind Baba June's smile, the excitement of leaving Regalis behind, chatting with pilgrims, getting lost in the stars, and eating prepackaged for for Shinjan out of a shitty tin. Those times were all crystal clear in my memory, as if it happened yesterday. Oh, how I miss that wonderful man. It may seem silly coming from a mercenary engineer, but I've come to think of the life I've chosen as a way of honoring my Baba June by carving out my own path among the stars. I'm doing what I can to keep his memory alive. That sounds trite, I'm sure, but sue me, it's what I've chosen to believe. What after you left home? Where did you study? I spent a little time in the Lyran Commonwealth before I pursued my studies. Long story, but suffice to say that it was my own kind of learning experience. When I did decide to go get a higher education, I wound up back in the Free World League. I did my undergrad studies at the University of Archuis, capital, and then went to Sion University, the Capella Confederation, to earn my doctorate. For a top three school with the Mastravati screened admission process, SANU was surprisingly open to transfer students. Anyway, I could go on and on for hours about my academic career. You probably smile and nod as I ramble, but come on, I mean, this can't be that interesting to you, can it? You're a mercenary. You stomp around in giant robots for a living. The closest I got to adventure back in the day was my dissertation defense. I love some of these character moments just being realistic. Like, yeah, you stomp around in war machines. How interesting would this be to you? It's enough family history for now. Have you always wanted to be a shipboard engineer? No, not always. I was 15 and I wanted to be a statistician. You know, a nice quiet life alone in the ivory tower. That was my personal dropship. It was going to be called preparing mathematical models and studying survey results. You know, every girl's dream. Sure. I guess they want anything more I don't know. Exciting? Like being a mech warrior? No. Much as I love the idea of stomping around in a giant robot, I'm not huge on the whole murdering people with lasers thing. It doesn't really square with my personal beliefs. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to work with mech warriors. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be here, but the actual firing of weapons, no, it isn't for me. Fair enough. Well, interests change. I mean, I like statistics, but it's really more of a hobby now. Is that weird? People have told me it's weird. I don't know. Plotting graphs and forecasting future events calls me. It's like my own little way of using math to bring order from chaos. And besides, everybody needs a hobby. I know for a fact that Darius crochets. Interesting that you found that out. Okay, so what, do you want to go into engineering? Uncle Henner's Experiment World live action STEM ed- edutainment program for the Lyran Commonwealth. It started airing just after my 19th birthday. You may have seen it. It ran for 3 seasons before it was canceled. The host was a tattooed, chain-smoking nihilist who taught children the magic of chemistry. You know, making thermite with aluminum cans and belt center. That Jesus Christ. Wow, I forgot even the children's programming can get a little dark in this universe. But I kind of love it. Yeah, I remember. You liked that guy? I married him. Long story, but the important bit is that 6 months before the annulment, I learned that I had a real talent with machines. When Header blew out a power relay and took an iron to the band and took a tire iron to the bandsaw, I was the one who put it back together again. I found a great deal of peace in that. Okay. From there, it was just a matter of getting into the right schools and following my bliss, so that what I did, and well, here I am. It turned out all right for me, all things considered. Yeah, you're flying around in an ancient piece of technology.
Keep
Thank you,
safe,
Farah.
boss.
You are quite entertaining. Alright, so we did get a good number of ship upgrades off screen. We managed to completely repair the structure. We managed to repair the power systems to a degree. We got several of the repair upgrades, the lounge upgrade, and the training module. But we haven't really been able to get a whole lot else going yet. Actually, we're currently working on something. I forgot what it was though. I'm sure I'll remember when I get back to it.
How can I help, Commander?
Let's see if she's different. Piloting her won't be a problem, but I can't say I'm happy about living on a piece of lost tech. Too many question marks for my taste. That said, I get the necessity. Leopard is just too damn small. Yeah, we can't pick a union. I really wish that was an option in career mode. Anyway, as long as we're able to restrain ourselves from pushing my idiosyncrasies buttons, we should be okay. That's what I keep telling myself anyway. And life aboard the Argo should continue to improve as Dr. Murad brings new sections of the ship online, so we've got that to look forward to. The ship has potential, I'll give her that. Yes, and I can't wait to see how she develops over time. Personally, I'm rooting for her day spa, but I'm easy. I'll take what I can get. Okay. I've got questions. I think we've already talked to you, but I'm
Good day,
interested.
Commander.
And of course, the captain's quarters look fancy. Actually got a bunk, even if it's still fairly small overall. Can modify everything. Our reputation is a change. We've gotten slightly better with the pirates and Canopus, but yeah, I don't really give two shits how these guys think. So, let's go back outside. Let's take a moment. Let me show you what I mean. The Argo structure completed gives us a lot of outer shell. This thing looks so much better with the structure upgrades. The pods are still damaged, so these two pods that we're currently seeing will still look pretty torn up until we get the habitation pod upgrades. Improved power conduits, that's what we were doing. But we have a mission to do,
Roger that, Commander.
so let's go
Course
and
plotted.
set course, and I'll be healed by the time we get there.
That work
Of
order you
course,
submitted
yes, the
is
Hunchback is
complete.
fully repaired, so we are back into a full lance. I believe this was going to be a bit of an annoying mission.
I've got the financial report.
Yeah, I skirted bankruptcy for a while off screen. I was actually worried that this entire file would end up being ruined off screen because I put a little too much into the Argo initially. But I managed to find a couple missions to get our finances more snug after the Orion was captured. Actually, I captured that thing in one mission. No partial salvage. It was 3 pieces of Orion right there for me. But that would be because I kind of knocked it down like 3 times and knocked the pilot flat out. Hey, if it works, it works. I wanted to get a second heavy mech like a Dragon or even I would take a quick draw for this mission, but yeah, we didn't have the same luck with that. Okay, power conduits are going to be repaired,
Hey boss,
and we're about
we've
to do
just
a big
completed those
mission, so
upgrades.
assuming I don't just completely get trounced, I should probably look into what those upgrades unlock. Ooh, drive system upgrade, good.
All right, I'll get the team on it right
I want
away.
that. You want that because that speeds up your travel time, makes it make you fly faster. Actually, before we do the mission, I want to go over something small but kind of cool about this. We didn't go over the star map. So, Yes, as you play through the story, the map changes a little bit. You will watch the restoration slowly spread. So we have the planets of Weldry, uh, Fjaldr, and Ichlagis, Langus, all liberated, and we'll be taking on the planet ahead of us, a Panzer, in order to uh, liberate more worlds. So let's launch. Predition. Welcome to Panzer, Commander Yakuno. Yeti, Ano, and the Restoration are already fighting on the planet's surface and have been for weeks. With the aid of House Decimus' ground support facilities, Miss Meyer will carry your lance to Panzer's orbital debris field and drop you on the surface. Okay, this is not the world I think it is. Tell us more about this debris field, Lord Madeira. It's a holdover from the Amara Civil War. Jesus Christ, there's a fight here? This is pretty far out from the Amara's fights. There was a great battle ordered over Panzer, and most of the wreckage is still there in a form of dense field of particulate material. Navigating the field unassisted would be a formidable task. Thankfully, we have the Spaceport's control center on our side. It will be able to guide us in and send tugs to assist us if necessary. You feeling okay with this, Sumi? Oh yeah, Commander, no sweat. With this kind of navigation support I'll get from the ground control, I can take us through the field with my eyes closed. Let's keep going. What happens after we're on the surface? Lady Arano wants your lance behind enemy lines while she leads from the front. You will be harassing director supply train and target valuable military hardware, while she already has target list drawn up for you. Hold that thought, Lord Madeira. Commander, we're getting a tight beam communication from the planet's surface. For Lady Arano, it looks urgent. I'm putting it on screen now. Zinogre, you couldn't have arrived at a better time. Our forces on the surface desperately need your help. With the support of House Decimus, we're making our final push against the Director, its last major stronghold. Our forces are fully committed to the attack, and we're pushing them back, but the Director has seized control of Panzer's only remaining spaceport. With it, they'll be able to call down reinforcements at will. We need somebody to take the spaceport's control center away from them, Zinogre. That someone is going to have to be you. That means Miss Meyer will need to carry you to the debris field unassisted. I hope her skills are up to the task. Well, this day just got more interesting. I'm afraid there's more. Alexander, I've just received a message Lady Centrella, there's been a major incident on Perdition, a Tarian system planet on the border with Federated Suns. It looks like a terrorist attack, a chemical attack against the port city of Harlow's Landing. Initial casualty reports some 11,000 deaths. That sort of thing isn't supposed to happen anymore. Protector Calderon is inclined to agree. He's claiming the attack was an act of Davian aggression in direct violation of the Ares Convention, basically an expansion upon the Geneva Convention in this universe. He's already called it the Partition Massacre. For their part, the Davians have denied all knowledge of the attack. Their denials will fall on deaf ears. Calderon won't believe anything that Hans Davian has to say. This is going to accelerate our timetable. We need to retake your throne before the situation gets any worse. If a war was to erupt between the Feds and the Concordat, it would easily spill into the Reach, and we can't afford that kind of chaos. I can't say that the idea of a couple of superpowers inserting themselves into our campaign. We'd better push forward before that happens. I want your process with the drop. As an ogre, I'm expecting this deployment to be a difficult one. Bring your best, and may the gods grant you victory. We will be counting on your success. You heard the lady, Kenshi. Best get to it, Meyer. I'm going to get ahead and trust you've got this. Do me a solid and try not to scrape the leopard's paint on your way down. Yes, XO, I'll do my best. Alright, so we're going to bring myself along, and Hotbox will be replaced with Hammer, because we have a couple of 8s along here that we need. The Orion will act as my personal command mech until such time as I get my personal favorite command mech, which is the same size, but far cooler than in my opinion. Unfortunately, I don't know when I'm going to see it because there are no missions that actually use it because it was added later. Unfortunately, I have only run into a couple of DLC mechs. Mostly the Javelin is from the Urban Warfare DLC. I've run into a few Fleas which come from the Heavy Metal DLC, but I haven't gotten enough salvage to make one. 1.1 million for 4 priority salvage. This planet, I believe, will be our introduction to the actual worst combat vehicle to have to fight. If I remember this planet right. And you will understand why if you've been following along. God, I'm slightly nervous. This run could go so badly, and I don't want to have to restart entirely.
Command interface initiated.
XCOM, but okay, yeah, definitely. The planet I thought was. Yeah, I just slipped over that out of bad habits.
Good hunting, Commander.
Basically,
You
you
bring down
need
the
to.
control center, and we'll
This
handle the
optional
rest.
section
Good luck.
here is something.
Affirmative.
Well, actually, it's not optional. Basically, destroy these 5 vehicles, and you get control of the enemy turrets, which actually make the second half of this mission easier. SRM carrier on radar, recommend engaging them at long range. They'll take you apart if you get close. Carriers. There are 2 SNLRM, and yes, they will absolutely fuck your shit. There's one. I think there's only I don't remember if there's 2 or 3.
Moving to position.
But you absolutely want to kill them because they have 60 missiles.
Roger.
The LRM carriers are actually worse.
Reporting. Vehicle destroyed.
Because they can hit you from range and they don't need to have line of sight.
Yep.
The SRM carriers will just absolutely
On my
shred
way.
you even worse than an LRM carrier, but because of their range limitation, they're actually easier to deal with. Structure exposed.
Receiving you. Coordinates received. Affirmative.
Okay, those 2 are dead. Good. There's a third one. It's not going to be able to get close enough to kill me in its turn, hopefully. Let's just make sure of that. Yeah, okay.
Engaging target.
2 Bulldogs and a Striker are far more manageable. The Striker only has an LRM 10 and an SRM 4. So that's considerably fewer missiles. But yeah, missiles will not. Even if you have the heavy armor needed to withstand a 60 missile barrage, you're unlikely to stay standing after that because missiles are one of the most stability killing.
Commander, I'm wounded.
Damn it.
Barely hit, Commander.
Barely hit, but that still counts as like injury, meaning you're going to be action missions. Yeah, the
Damage minimal.
Standing by.
and of course stability can mean everything.
Heading out.
In
Copy that.
some ways.
Ready for orders. Location confirmed.
Standing by. Heading out. On it.
Three down,
Reporting.
2 to go.
Enemy vehicle eliminated.
Yeah, we're constantly gonna get this thing where it's like enemy move because of the second half of this mission still has the enemies already on the map. Damn it, I was really hoping that would be enough. And I would just have to deal with the striker. The faster you deal with this, the better, since destroying the dropship will also add Coronach. Add Coronach lands is critical, but fortunately they've done me a solid.
I'm taking heavy hits, Commander.
Yes, boss?
One down, and the whole positioning thing kind of screws up because of the slope.
Reporting. Enemy vehicle eliminated. Good to go. Roger. Locked on for physical attack.
Nice done, Commander. Lieutenant Andrus, your approach to the security HQ is clear. I don't think those things actually would have been much of a threat to a dropship. Sinogar, let's make these turrets count.
And stay down.
Yes, Commander. Acknowledged.
Alright, need to start moving
We've
towards
got
the
company.
second mission. Oh, this is a Union class dropship, where a Leopard can only move 4, a Union can hold 12. And like the Argo, they're more equipped to actually handle the task at hand, having proper mech bays. Actually, though the Argo has lost tech, so that probably makes it even better than a Union. Director at MechWarrior, ignore the turrets and concentrate your files on Battletech. We need to protect the control center. If our reinforcements can't land, we're all dead. Now fight for the Directorate! Fuck you, and everything you stand for. But yes, now we have to deal with these guys and get to the control center. While the turrets are able to fuck them up. I believe there's 5 of them. We have the 2 light mechs.
How's it going? Confirmed.
We also have the Centurion there. There might be 6. I can't fully remember. Yes, I think there's 6. If
Waiting
I
for
remember
orders.
right. The Centurion.
Firing jump jet.
There's a Trebuchet. A Hunchback. Yep, there we. Oh god, it's a 4G.
Target confirmed.
Base 4G carries an AC-20, which makes it extremely dangerous in a fight. And there's a heavy mech
Receiving you.
that we have to deal with
On my way.
as well.
Engaging.
Trying to get as much damage as I can across them all, especially once the turrets fire.
Engaging target.
Ooh, good hit. Yep, there's the heavy mech, which should be the dragon. Oh! Yes! Destroy them all! Nice! One down. Nice, that was a good opening volley from the turrets. See, strategy. Oh, that cheddar just made it something. Okay.
Warning. Armor low.
Yes, Commander. Position confirmed. On it.
Probably want to take out the light mechs fairly quickly too, since they have the only initiative bonus above me. That's not good.
Standing by.
Commander. I copy. Locking in all weapon systems. Solid connection on that one.
Okay, he
Commander.
just ran away.
Coordinates
Not gonna
received.
complain about the big gun not
Engaging target.
fucking moving,
Badass.
okay, we have 10 rounds to keep moving, so I'm not feeling too pressured to keep this up. How much health does your torso have? Only 40.
Engaging multiple targets.
Boom. That hurt. I think the turret can finish that one off.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Okay. Yep, that one's down. That's 2. Ooh. Okay, so that just leaves the Panther. That's a light mech. Yeah, the stray shot mechanic was added in 1.9,
Armor breach.
but it makes a
Internal
lot
damage.
of sense. So
Waiting
I
for
can't
orders.
begrudge the game for that.
Aye, aye.
Jeez, her arms are getting torn up.
Copy that.
Completely fucking shredded in her armor. You know what? Let's just make sure you die right here. Three down.
Tango down.
So that just leaves the Trebuchet, the Centurion, the Panther. No, wait, the Trebuchet was already killed. Yeah, I kind of figured that would happen.
Weapon system down.
Yeah,
Good to go. Knocking on target.
these two need to go. And I don't know where the big guy is.
Yes, Commander.
You know what? Just because I don't want to waste too much,
On my
I'll
way.
start
Double time.
sprinting towards the fight. There is still a heavy mech somewhere around here I haven't figured out. Is he stuck up there? Because that would suck for me. Ooh! Ow! Ammo explosion.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Oh! And now goes the Panther. That just leaves the Centurion and the heavy mech. I forgot the AO was already in the game at the beginning of this.
Warning. Armor low.
Let's do this. On my way. Receiving you.
We'll just have Medusa keep
Roger.
sprinting for the objective. Maybe he'll find
Waiting
that
for
missing
orders.
mech of ours.
On my way.
So did she lose the big gun? Nope, you only lost a little.
Roger.
So that means you can still pound a whole bunch of damage right into the Centurion. There you are. Yep. About time to shoot up.
Damage minimal.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Oh, he's unsteady. Dang, just keep on pounding. These things really don't focus the turrets at all, and it makes it real easy once you get past that. Oh, there goes the leg. Ow!
The clock is ticking and that dropship is getting close. I'd recommend that you prioritize targeting the control center, Commander.
I'm working on it, Kamea. I still got 7 turns.
Commander.
Looks like we need to start
Let's go.
running to get our units into
Orders.
range of effectively fighting this motherfucker.
Confirmed.
He's pulling back? Now, if he is
Full
alone,
throttle.
I'd be kind of scared too if I was in his shoes. Can any of the turrets get a peg on him? No.
Standing by. Here we go.
Let's just keep armor on him and...
Locked on target.
Was that enough damage? Yes!
Yes,
I
Commander.
could not fight him if I wanted. But
Acknowledge.
pretty ballsy.
Good to go. Lifting off.
Oh, well, there goes the other laser.
I lost a weapon.
All weapons committed.
Yes, boss. On the move. Engaging target.
Oop, already punched through his armor.
That hit something good. Orders. Position confirmed. Engage.
Ready for orders. Affirmative. On it.
Nice. He just fired. Make him easier to hit.
All weapons committed.
Oh, there goes one side.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
And of course the turret. Oop, one of the turrets actually can get a hit on him.
Commander. Coordinates received. Engaging.
And there goes his last weapon. Which means he can only melee now.
Scored a critical hit.
What do you need?
Waiting for orders. Affirmative.
Well, that was just a poor choice of place to stand.
Engaging physical attack. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Good to go. Moving out.
And that's the last one. And just for good measure, shoot the corpse.
Target neutralized.
That's done. All communications through the spaceport to the Directorate Reinforcement Fleet just went down. Ground control, this is the Crunch. We've lost you. Nav support is offline. Where's the damn tugs? Without ground support, the dropship won't be able to make landfall. They'll be torn to pieces if they try. Congratulations, Ogre. Panzer is as good as ours. We have you to thank for it. Long live House Decimus and long live the Arado Restoration. All targets eliminated. Sit tight and I'll collect you from where you are right now.
Mission successful.
Fortunately, that means possibly some more dragon salvage, because I have maybe one piece from an earlier mission. Destroy the garrison unit. Yep. 1.7 million. The Hunchback's going to need some serious repair, but hey. Only one bit of salvage from that. Darn, I was hoping for slightly more. We can at least finish the Panther. A rare upgraded weapons. Ooh, a small laser plus. Dang it. That's a nice thing to have. Plus 2 damage, but it's an SRM4. Let's get the trebuchet. And they gave us the chunk of Hunchback. Not too bad. Anomaly. We've done it, Ogre. Thanks to your efforts, the Restoration Army has broken the direct hold of Panzer. Lord Pierre-Louis Decimus has already pledged his house and his systems to my service. The Restoration is growing, and we've hoped, just as we hoped it would. And with his support, you gain territory, soldiers, and a bolstered supply chain. Not a bad deal for you, Lady Arano. Or for House Decimus, the director took a scorched earth approach to Panzer's farmland. Without our ongoing support, the people here would starve. I'm not my uncle Darius. The Restoration gives as much as it takes. That's commendable, Lady Arano, but it may not be sustainable. I'm fully aware the war has a price in Ogre, and I expect that price to escalate. But for now, I can afford to help these people, and I will. And to hell with the cost. It's a victory to be sure, but we're still a long way from Cormadier. And Director Espinosa has just begun to marshal his forces. Things are going to get a lot more difficult when we push forward towards Smithson. The Directorate's military capabilities appear to be way out of line for our initial estimates. Somehow they've gained access to weapons and battle mechs that are totally foreign to the Arabian Reach. Where do you think all this hardware is coming from? We don't know. House Espinosa has always had contacts in the Innisphere. Lady Victoria's personal battle mech is a prototype model that's been almost impossible to find outside of the Draconis Combine. Yeah, calling it a custom monstrosity, the catapult she uses is a K2, a new model, or sort of. It's not inaccurate to say it's a refit monstrosity, as catapults aren't being produced again yet. But they are salvaging enough of them to warrant producing a new field unit type. whatever their weapons are coming from is a recent development and a troubling one. Hey Lord Madeira, I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's something here you may want to see, actually. You may all want to see this. I found something strange on the Argos nav computer. I'm going to need some clarification on that, Doctor. Well, I appear to have stumbled across an encrypted data archive. Somebody hid it away in the Argos secondary storage drive. That's just my best guess, mind you. Starlink era encryption software isn't really my area of expertise. My father spent years trying to figure out how to get the Argo back to Eureka space in one piece. He was obsessed with this ship. He felt it was important somehow. And now, this... I want that archive opened, Dr. Murad. I need to know what to decide. With all due respect, Lady Arana, whatever's on that drive sealed away for a reason. I've heard enough stories about lost tech treasure hunting to know that it's a bad idea, so why don't we just leave well enough alone? Because this archive could contain something of value, and because as I previously mentioned, I have a personal connection to this ship, I believe that this discovery is meant to lead us somewhere, and I intend to follow it. It's a Starleague era data archive. Of course we should try to open it. It's a data archive, not a fucking bomb. Damn right we should. You don't just leave money on the table. Anybody can tell you that. Thankfully, we can follow the lead and pursue our campaign against the Directorate at the same time. The liberation of House Carosas on Smithson is already the Resources next objective, and Lord Simon Carosas and High Lord Tabati, Chief Technologist. Securing the help we need to cost us nothing that we weren't already planning to pay. Perhaps this is all just coincidence, Miss Meyer, but I cannot help but seeing the hand of fate at work here. Mastiff taught me to play heed to my intuition, and that's what I intend to do. Tell me, Lord, about Lord Carosas. He's a hard man who doesn't suffer fools gladly. That said, he's quite brilliant, a noble with the mind of a scholar. His adult children, Otto and Lena, some of them were much the same. Difficult at times, to be sure, but fierce allies to House Arano. And why do you think Lord Carosas will be able to open the archive? Because he knows lost tech better than anyone in the Reach. In the days of my father's reign, whatever scraps of forgotten technology were discovered in the Reach, they'd be taken to Smithon for cataloging and study. If there are answers to be found, we'll find them within. That's the plan then. After we liberate Smithon, I will have an audience with Lord Carosas. Yes, Noger. And shortly thereafter we will see if my father's intuition about the Argo is justified. As before, I will contact you when we're ready to move on. Smithson, for now, will take my leave of you. I have nobles to placate and an army to rally, and you have your other contracts to pursue, I'm sure. Yes, we do, Lady Arano. We're keeping busy, just as you asked us to. You all heard her. We've got some time before the next leg of the Restoration Offensive. Our client wants us to make the most of it. Time is money, and let's get back to work. Ooh! Decommissioned griffins, a lot of them.
That mech you wanted is back online.
Oh, right, the griffin just means that this place sells griffin parts now.
Logged and noted. Shouldn't be too hard.
Not with the upgrades we've been getting. Alright, let's see. What can we do to round off this episode? The B team's stubborn. We need time to repair, so why don't we just take this to Weldry? Actually, let's look at the star map, see how much we got out of that. Okay, so we got Panzer itself, obviously, Ryan's Fate, Mekdur, which I believe is an industrial world. Yeah, it's a manufacturing planet, which is of major importance, and Bring Dam. So we're not halfway there, whoa, living on a prayer, but we are making progress. But Oy, chilly today. The arena
Roger that,
director will
Commander.
suffer a minus
Course
5
closed.
to reputation, as if I wasn't already on their shit list for helping fight them on 2 major planets. Alright, let's see what Medusa comes up with. Ooh, AC +2. But Medusa will be unavailable for 7 days. Yeah, we're gonna.
That work order you submitted is complete.
It's gonna take a while before we get to Weldry, so. So this is interesting about the Argo is that it takes up 2 slots on these jump ships. There is
Hey,
only
boss,
one
we
other
just completed those
drop
upgrades.
ship class that is so big that it requires 2 docking collars, and that is the Behemoth class, which, as you can imagine, lives up to its name. We don't really need this yet, so we're going to finish the power systems. It's a big
Roger that,
expense,
Commander.
but it's
I'll
one
get
we
the crew
need to get
moving.
done. Getting the ship's main systems back online is just tantamount, paramount, to our efforts to get this ship going and making more money. We may pick up a few extra pilots the next couple planets. Try to have some spares.
I've got the financial report.
Yeah, this starts to get expensive the more you repair this, so. Okay, so our pilots are in good shape. God, I love some of these cutscenes of just arriving on planets. They added these in later. Not yet. Let's go to the barracks and get everybody all leveled up. Not quite there yet.
Good to go.
Nope.
Commander?
Nope.
Yes, boss?
Training complete.
Yes, Commander.
Behemoth
Training
is basically
confirmed,
our best
Commander.
pilot right now, so. Let's put Hotbox on the team. We've got a full pip over the enemy right now, so we can afford to focus on leveling up our weaker pilots and getting them closer to ready. I don't mind the pilots getting a whole lot of experience. These story missions are still rough if you don't have enough firepower and shiz. The next one in particular, Smithon, is the one I remember the most because you have to do 2 missions back to back, and it's not easy. We'll probably be prepping for that off screen, and then episode 6 will end up being Smithin, and it's a mission I am not looking forward to. If I could get a Dragon or a Quick Draw, it probably would be easier because those things have still enough speed. Joint task. Oh god. I just realized I did not read this. Oh wait, I think this will mean that I will have allies on this mission. Though I may have to, this mission type can be a little buggy. So I may have to actually save, leave, and come back. Because of a glitch that I have run into on these missions. It's not a big one, but it's really annoying because it will sometimes not crack one of the objectives will not fire off properly, and you need to reload to get it to do that.
Command interface initiated.
Which could be one of the reasons why the Iron Man thing. Agamemnon. Agamemnon. Non. Yeah, this fucker's got a. this fucker's got an attitude, don't he?
Affirmative. On my way.
Copy that.
Okay, so what do we get for allies here? Oh, okay, we see one of the enemies already. That's good. Oh, the turrets are already here. Okay, we got a Phoenix Hawk. That's one of the heavy metal DLC mechs. We got a Warhammer, another. That was one of the free mechs that came with the DLC. A Shadowhawk and a Hunchback. So roughly a lance on par
Yes,
with our
Commander. Moving to position. Locked on target. Reporting. Critical hit. Reporting enemy
own.
contact.
Oh, Vulcan, another heavy metal DLC mech.
Reporting minimal damage.
Okay, the Concord are still moving. Hopefully they'll properly appear on the operations list. Okay, that guy fired on us and I don't see it happening. Okay. Let me just save and load because I don't want to risk the losing this mission just because the operation won't properly trigger. Normally if you can reload the mission, that usually helps you out, but you need to do it before you start really fighting the second enemy type, because if you destroy one it might not count when the objective reloads. So just some tidbits if anybody wants to pick up this game after I have been playing it.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, hopefully
Move into position.
the Concord will
I copy.
properly run into them. Nice. Scott goes wee. Nice. Ooh, 33%. So there's only 2 other director mechs in this area.
Yes, Commander. New sensor contact. Affirmative.
Good shot with a large laser. Yeah, you can usually tell the later edition mechs because their animations are a little more dramatic. The Vulcan, the Assassin, they are very dramatic with getting hit.
was a big hit. Big hit.
Engaging target.
Whiff. Dang it.
No damage detected.
Ow. Nice shot. Yeah, one flavor is not going to be enough to really stop me, buddy.
Taking minimal damage.
Good to go. Moving to position.
Okay, so we found all of the Concord Directorate mechs first. Riflemen, that's their command mech, huh? Well then,
Target locked in.
let's start pounding that and see if we can salvage most of it. Why would you move the Hunchback first if you can't? Okay, there we go. The Taurian lance finally cracked. Good. So this will be a good mission. It won't brick, assuming we don't get completely slaughtered.
Standing by.
But I'm going to
Move order
focus on
received.
the riflemen. Also another heavy metal DLC mech. Ooh, jeez, griffins. So many griffins. Just pounded that poor Shadowhawk.
Reporting minimal damage.
Commander?
You know what? Just because I want to really hammer home how
Let's see how you like this.
I'm going to give the Orion an edge over the Rifleman. The Rifleman is actually a counterpoint to the Jagger mech that we fought in the other mission, or I think the Jagger was designed to replace it. Basically, they're very similar, and there goes the Vulcan, and I barely had to hurt it. So take out the Rifleman, and the Directorate half of this mission is done, which would give us a 4v8 situation. Guessing the quick draw is the Concordat mech. This sort of spoils a little bit about the story about where these mechs are coming from. Because in the story, it's kind of a big deal to find out that the Concordat is supplying the Directorate with arms. But it's kind of a dead giveaway when this mission shows up, because I don't think there are any other missions like it where you face two factions working together. Rifleman's lost one of his arms, so he's lost two of his main weapons. So yeah, the Directorate is being supplied by the Concordat, which kind of makes sense. They are neighbors. The Concordat getting more is what they were to imply would be a pretty bad thing for the area.
Barely hit, Commander.
Waiting for orders.
I don't get is why they were so worried about a war when Davian could just roll the Concordat and you could
Knocking on target.
a bunch of independent rolls in the chaos and act like it was a totally legitimate military campaign,
Target
thus
taken, a
expanding the
critical
Canovus's
hit.
influence and borders, giving you more trade routes with things like the Confederation and the Fed Sons. Just saying, it would have been a bad situation all around, at least for the governments. Maybe the people would have had a bad time, and that sucks, but you know, it's one of those universes where the people suffer
receiving you.
The whole point of the hero's story to stop
Location
the evils
confirmed.
of the assholes,
Engaging target.
hard people. Nice side torso and leg.
Critical hit, Commander.
Look at that wobble. Yeah, see how much more dramatic the later added mechs' falls are compared to some of the others that have just tipped over and thudded right to the floor. How bad is that poor Shadowhawk
Minimal
getting
damage
beat up?
on that hit.
Oh, it was their Shadowhawk that got
Awaiting
that.
orders.
Got the shit kicked out of them.
Roger that.
Man, there's probably not going to be a lot of salvage out of that poor thing.
One less target.
Anyway, that's the Directorate Lance destroyed. If I was the Concordant Lance, I'd be turning right the fuck around and running the fuck away. 2-to-1 odds are not good, even if you're some of the best pilots in the galaxy. Especially against an Orion and a Warhammer. And your best mech is that. Honestly, no, the Wolverine, despite being a medium mech, is actually a better lead mech than that quick draw.
Systems holding.
Next turn, you're going to be at
All
big
weapons
disadvantage.
committed.
Boom.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Really? Ooh, that poor Shadowhawk's getting beat. I think there is
Let's do
a
this.
hidden bonus objective of getting most of the unit out of here,
Moving to
but I'm not
position.
worried about trying to do that. Yep, there goes the command mech. Just cored straight through. So now we have 3 mediums left to fight.
Good to go. Engaging jump jet. Affirmative.
Basically coming to the Shadowhawk at this point.
Aye, aye. Engaging jump jet. Giving him everything I've got. That's gonna hurt.
Okay, could you limp away from the fight? You're in bad shape. Or you could just stand there. Ooh. leg is the easy part to hit. Yes, they power Big Mac and not the weakened Shadowhawk.
Damage minimal.
Commander. Location confirmed.
Fucking, he's already about to
Copy
die.
that.
Alright, that's 2 down. That just leaves the Griffins.
Mech, destroy!
Bomb.
Orders.
Hello again.
Firing. All weapons.
Ooh.
Standing by.
Okay.
Copy that. Confirm.
Why are you getting closer to a fight I'm already in bad shape? You are a stupid mech.
All weapons committed.
Why are you pounding on him? The concept of focus fire is lost in some.
Damage minimal.
Standing by.
Awaiting orders. Roger that. Affirmative.
Yeah, no shit, that Shadowhawk should not be in the
Yes,
middle of this
Commander.
fight.
Affirmative. Engaging target.
Finally, one of those down.
Aye, aye.
That just leaves this guy.
Coordinates received.
I've got plenty of resolve, so let's make use of it.
Engage.
And
Engaging
now he's
target.
going to have to deal with everybody shooting him twice. Assuming this isn't a kill shot. Nope. Just an arm.
Receiving you. Heading out. Locked on target.
And boom. 7-0.
That's a kill.
Though not without them trying. Well, boss, how'd they feel to work with real professionals? Fire goes down, the good guys made it out, that's all that matters, Meyer.
Mission successful.
Yeah, Subi doesn't care too much for these, snooty, we are a standing army type guys who think they're so much better than mercenaries. Hey, just because I can have a party and you can't, doesn't mean you're better than me. Okay, so no, there actually isn't a bonus for keeping at least all of them alive, but I feel better for it. Rifleman's not in much shape. That was not the same kind of quick draw. Let's get the Griffin so we can get the extra money. And they gave us the Rifleman bits anyway. We'll have to refit the Griffin with extra weaponry. But I think that will end episode 5 for now. We will pick up on episode 6 with the attack on Smithin once I have enough heavy ordnance for it. Other than that, thank you for continuing to watch. I greatly appreciate it. And
That mech
we'll
is
see
ready
what
to fight,
goes from here.
Commander.